All right. So I decided to do something a little different today. People ask me how I got started, and I want to say probably the first really kind of transformer type thing that I got might have been these watches right here. Got these little watches, and like right after Christmas, like the week after Christmas, it fell under the porch. It slipped between the house and the porch. And it was the way our house was, it stayed there until that porch got torn down when I was in college. And I saw it, ran over there, got it, and they still there, still work. So that's how I kind of got started. But, cleaned them off. How I got started with stop motion. It was COVID hit, and when COVID hit, I was about to do a tour, and so everything stopped. And I always liked, Mighty Orbots and Voltron and Transformers and, all of that. So I always been a collector. So we couldn't go nowhere. So I was on YouTube, and being on YouTube, I started, looking at stuff. And the more I started looking, I didn't even put two and two together, but I saw some stop motion, and I was like, what is this called? How are they doing that? And, I was like, wait, I got some Transformers. So I started trying to figure out how to do it. And it took a while, but it was fun. So, that definitely passed some time while I was in the house because we couldn't go nowhere. And I started figuring out everything, from the lighting to not even the lighting. I didn't even know that was a thing till later, but just how to take pictures and make it look like it's moving. And how people say enjoy the process. But I tried to make each video better than the last video. This right here is like Voltron, vehicle Voltron. And I remember when that came out, I think I used to watch like a couple of seconds of that in the morning before we caught the bus, probably sneak and look at TV a little bit. It wasn't long though. I might have had about a whole entire 5-minute watching session, but with the static and the hanger on top of the TV for the antenna, but I could kind of see it combine. And that was, I don't know whether it could have been the intro or something like that, but I seen that Voltron combine, and it was a wrap for me. I knew then I wanted to be Voltron when I grew up, but it was just fascinating because at that time I didn't know of any toys that turned into robots. So I kind of like vehicles, back then, what the Camaros and the Trans Ams and all that. So I like vehicles, and I like technology. I kind of liked that when I was a kid. I didn't know it then, but I did, because I like futuristic looking stuff. So that cartoon it was good to me. It was real life. I just sit there looking at the TV, mouth open, just drooling. In my mind, I wasn't even sitting there waiting in my mind, I was in the cartoon. It felt like I was in there giving them a high five. So, Mighty Orbots, Vehicle Voltron, and, how they came together. That was so crazy. Ooh. When all those little pieces, and they did different things, and they were different vehicles, and they just came together. Boy, that blew my mind. And so me, just like I'm sure any other kid would do, I had to hurry and get to school and tell my friend Derek, man, did you see these Transformers did you see these robots on TV? Man, I like those. And then GoBots. People talk about GoBots, but you see, if you wasn't there, then you wasn't there. But GoBots, they were really cool. And so, in school, lunchtime, we would act like we were different GoBots and robots. And while GoBots was on, they still played Voltron. So, I watched Voltron. But anyway, I'm veering off. So COVID happened. So COVID happened. And when COVID happened, I started trying to figure out stop motion and then I learned, because I never heard of a third-party transformer before. I never heard of third-party companies. I never knew what a third-party figure was. So, I just had the transformers that I had, the different, armadas and the energons and different things like that. So I'm on YouTube and actually, I think I was finding out about third party and all of that. Yeah, well, it was around that time. So I'm finding out about that and, starting to figure out stop motion. And I'm like, oh my gosh, these things look just like what they look like on the cartoons. Mind blown. And so I started figuring it out. And, a lot of every time I post a video, I try to make a video better than the last one. And so people would ask, hit me up and on like Instagram and stuff like that. And, it's a thing. Like, I was like, man, I'm not the only one. Oh my goodness. Cause my wife think I'm the lamest person in the world. And my kids, the kids think I'm cool, but they don't, they don't care about Transformers. I don't care if they don't care about Transformers. That's my thing. That ain't they thing. But, so you don't really got nobody to talk to, it's like, but on there, they would like post their stuff and, we talking and they see some of the stop motion. They're like, man, that's cool. And I see some of theirs. I'm like, oh man, that's cool. And, I just try to make each video better than the last one. And then I ordered a third party. I think, what was it? It might've been a third party Optimus Prime and a Bumblebee. Cause I never had a Bumblebee growing up. I wanted one though. Oh man, I wanted a Bumblebee. But I used to see some of the kids at school, or not even the kids at school. It was one guy, and then it was my friend, his name Al. But his brother had a Bumblebee on our school bus. And man, he showed me that Bumblebee. Boy, I wanted one of them so bad. He used to like, look. But he would never let me hold it. Oh man, he showed me. He sat like on the seat across from me. He never let me hold it. I wanted to play with that Bumblebee so bad. But so I was fiending. But so anyway, I got an Optimus Prime and a Bumblebee, and I think that might have been my first stop motion. So somebody told me, hey, create a YouTube channel. So I decided to create a YouTube and Instagram, everything under the same name. And so that way, if anybody looking for me, they can find me. Or just meeting people, they know how to find you, because I know how social media kind of goes sometimes. So I think if you scroll to the first video on my channel, you'll see my first stop motion. I don't have that many videos. So yeah, I actually see how they kind of process. But, when I did it and people seemed to like them, like people would comment and, oh man, this is crazy. Ooh. And so many people was commenting. I was like, hey, let me try to do another one. And so I'm looking third party, and lo and behold, what do I find? Devastator. Oh no! Hey, I remember I told my friend Derek about third party, and he didn't know about third party either. So when I think we got in touch after like 20 years, and he saw my Devastator, blew his mind. But anyway, so yeah, that's what it is. But that's how I got started. I kind of all over the place, but that's kind of how I started doing stop motion. I hope I kind of answered any of the questions that and stuff people were saying. But it was so many people would send me messages like on Instagram and on YouTube. So many people was commenting on different videos, and they'll see the video on YouTube but send me a DM on Instagram or on Facebook. So I decided to just do a video. But if you're still here, if you stayed to this whole video and you actually watched it, hey, and that's cool. I appreciate it. I might do another one. I don't know. But I thank you for watching. And what Transformers did you like? Did you even like Transformers? Did you like GoBots? Did you like Mask? Did you like Centurions? Like, I don't know. But this little Voltron right here, ooh, that thing fire. And the Lions, oh man, the Lions and all that, and Volts V. and Mighty Orbots, but I might do another one of these. It's kind of cool. But what's some Transformers and toys that you like when you were a kid that you find that you like? Let me know in the comments so I can see. I'm about to go. I'm